Joe Biden's cognitive and physical decline has been well documented throughout his administration. Mumbles and stumbles often make headlines and are mocked by primetime television hosts. But what is not widely spoken about is Joe Biden's creepiness. Sniffing children, inappropriate touching, and strange whispering have all come up multiple times throughout his presidency. But the mainstream media seem to sweep the concerning behaviour under the rug. Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi, Paul Murray and James Morrow expose Joe Biden's creepiest moments. President Joe Biden claims that the children of America are all our children. But he's taken that claim a little too far on many occasions, acting very strange in his interactions with kids. Arguably the strangest of Joe Biden's creepy behaviour is his hair sniffing and close proximity to children's faces. Here's just a few of those moments.
Yeah, you're good. Let me whisper a secret. Don't tell mommy what I told you.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. He sniffs too many children, that man.
Times when he gently rearranges a young girl's hair and whispers in her ear, then rearranges some more. There's nothing pervy here. The VP knows he's on camera at these swearing-in ceremonies, and the parents are right there as he leans in for a kiss.
Joe! Stop eating the children! This may be some of the creepiest creepy Joe behavior I've ever seen, and I watch this stuff for a living. Here the president was giving a talk about conservation actions taken by his administration when he spotted, you know where this is going? A small child with lots of very sniffable hair. Let's have a look. Oh, there he goes. He sees the kid. Yeah, picks her up. Yep. Oh, doesn't look happy. She does not look tremendously happy about this. What is going on here? She's saying, Daddy, can somebody please save me? No! Joe! No! Mr. President, you can't do this. Don't sniff the hair. Don't take the kid with you. This is... Where are we going with this, Mr. President?
Kevin, go down. What's your phone?
Our old mate Swampy Joe, otherwise known as Creepy Joe Biden, had to apologise when he was trying to become the Democratic nominee for kissing too many people on the hair, sniffing their hair, being a bit too awkward all the time. You would have seen this over and over and over again. Very uncomfortable. Thanks very much, Mr. Stay away from me. This was a joke way back when, but then of course he wasn't Donald Trump, so we have to pretend that none of this happened. Well, now it doesn't really matter because he can do whatever he wants, including ruining the American economy, and then guess what happens? They'll still keep cheering him on. Well, guess who's just reverted to being creepy President Joe?
But first to the US, and he's back. Yes, Creepy Joe is back. President Joe Biden went off script this week, and it went all wrong when he made these bizarro comments about a little girl while giving a speech at a military base in Virginia. Now keep in mind, the little girl he's talking about is primary school aged.
I love those barrettes in her hair, man. I tell you what, and look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her like a little lady with her legs crossed.
Ew, what? The little girl is like 8 or 9. Let's not comment on how she crosses her legs and pretend that she looks like she's 19. You can imagine the media meltdown if Trump said anything like that.
Oh no, he's done it again.
Now, the very important thing I told my daughter and granddaughters, no serious guys till you're 30.
Okay.
Right?
No what?
No serious guys till you're 30.
I'll keep that in mind. At least. Yeah, that's not creepy at all, is it? Getting into a young girl's personal space and telling her not to have any boyfriends until she's 30. And look at how the alarmed Secret Service dude tries to stop this being taped once he sees that Joe has reverted back to this peculiar behaviour.
And it's not only children who the president is making uncomfortable. Celebrities and other world leaders also can't escape Joe's creepiness, says Sky News host Piers Morgan.
There was a moment, Rob, was a bit disconcerting, as so many are with President Biden, where King Charles appeared to be scolding a guard and trying to direct the president. He seemed to be losing his way as to exactly where he was or even what day it is. I don't know if we've got any footage of that, but it was, I think we've got it here, I think. But it was all a bit awkward, and the president does look like he doesn't really know where he is. This is the latest in a series of, well, just embarrassing moments, sort of senior moments.
Yes.
President Biden's fallen over, he's tripped on planes, he's said some daft things and so on. How concerning is this to you as an American citizen?
We've seen President Biden have a lot of gaffes on stage, shaking hands with invisible people. In his defense on this part, I think when a lot of Americans go over there, they haven't been briefed up or studied enough on how to handle the royal family. We've seen it with President Trump. We saw President Obama give the Queen an iPod that didn't work. I think we were talking about the green room. They make a point of accidentally making themselves look like that. Don't walk in front of the king. Even I know that, but I think the king did a good job kind of grabbing President Biden, saying, "Hey, pal, let's do this."
Well, actually, I was more concerned with the president kept grabbing the king, because you just don't touch the monarch. I mean, Louise, we know this. When the Australian Prime Minister Paul Keating once did this to the Queen Elizabeth, he was called the Lizard of Oz by the British papers, because you do not touch the monarch. And President Biden kept putting his arms grappling like an octopus around our monarch.
Trying to get a better sniff up.
But, well, he's also making creepy jokes about Hollywood actress Ava Longoria.
We've known each other a long time. She was 17, I was 40.
What? Whoa, okay, hey man, ever hear of Me Too?
And not even fellow Democrats were spared from Joe's awkward embrace. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and the wife of Defense Secretary Ash Carter were forced to endure prolonged touching from the president, says Sky News host Rita Panahi.
Because this is nothing new. Indeed, creepy Joe being handsy, inappropriate and invading people's personal space was something the US media used to note. Even the far-left CNN used to report on his weird antics.
There are hugs where you just throw up your arms and go for it. And then there are hugs that keep going and going and going. Joe Biden wouldn't let Hillary go as they met on the tarmac at Scranton Airport. About 4 seconds into the hug, they semi-disengage. Nothing to see here, right? Wrong, because the vice president wouldn't unhand Hillary for almost 16 seconds.
Notice how many times she tries to tap out. She lets it go, he does not. She tap out. No, she's just, no, he's still holding on. Okay, second tap out. For God's sake, Joe, you gotta let go.
Perhaps his most famous hands-on moment came when he put his hands on the wife of Defense Secretary Ash Carter.
I've got a lot of thanks to give out.
Conservatives panned it.
This is the creepiest thing.
And so did some liberals.
No, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. Why are you appeared to smell her hair?
Joe Biden has also displayed a habit of whispering during press conferences, which he seems to think is comical, but others see as downright creepy.
I'm going to be a bit repetitive. The 8-hour day, the weekend, time and a half for overtime, safety standards, sick days, victories for all of us. Because I might add, I notice when you all do that, everybody benefits.
Don't worry, Joe was also doing all his greatest hits, including The Creepy Whisperer.
We're going to build 5,500 electric charging stations. Guess who builds them?